We are kicking things off here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center with a full show for you. If you joined us earlier today, we had live music in the Alex and Ani Lounge. Nate Cozzolino, he performed 3 songs. You can check that out on our website, GoLocalProv.com, and on any of our social media platforms. So we'd like to thank him, and we have live music coming up tomorrow as well. Olivia King, pop singer, she will be performing her new single, Top Down, here at the Alex and Ani Lounge as well, and we'll also have an interview with her at 3 o'clock. So we're going to kick off our today's show with the organizing and efficiency expert, Kristin MacRae of Organizing in Our Eye. Kristin, thanks so much for joining us today.
How are you?
Hello, hello, hello.
So it's good to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
So we have a lot of snow on the ground, but hopefully eventually someday that will melt. We won't have snow because spring is almost officially here, believe it or not. So that means spring cleaning, right?
Right.
So we're going to talk today about organizing your garage, if you're lucky enough to have a garage.
Yes.
What made you think of this topic?
The basement, the garage becomes sort of like the basement when you have a garage. It's that like black hole where if you don't know what to do with something, let's go throw it in the garage. Just like, let's go throw it in the basement. So I figured with spring coming, it would be a great time. Actually, we should have done this before because then we had snow and it would be a great time for people to actually get their cars in the garage. But this is a great time to be able to do it spring, but because you don't want to be doing this in the heat of the summer. And that way next year when winter rolls around, you can just roll that car right into the garage.
Okay, so before we get to tackling the idea of organizing your garage, we're going to go over a couple of reasons of why you should actually organize your garage. So let's go ahead and think about why you should actually organize your garage. One, you just mentioned it, you can park your car in there.
I mean, who doesn't want to park their car in the garage? I mean, when it's raining or when it's snowing or when it's cold in the morning and you don't want to just jump in and have to scrape the frost off your car. I mean, if you have a garage right now, you should be able to park your car in the garage. What a better reason than to park your car in it.
Okay, the next reason, critters.
So if you have clutter in your garage right now, I will guarantee probably 100% that you're going to have a mouse in there, a dead mouse, and there might be some other things floating around in there too. The mice love clutter, and especially in the garage where there might be rope and material, like any kinds of material type things where the mice can grab it for nesting. I mean, I don't have clutter in my garage, but I had a mouse through the wires at my car.
Oh my goodness.
That's with no clutter. So imagine when you have clutter in the garage, what's going to happen. So if anything, you want to get in and declutter just to get rid of the mice, and that way then you can set traps so you can catch them before they do any damage.
Okay, the next thing, you'll find surprises, and we're not talking about critters.
We're not talking about critters. We're talking about things that you might have been looking for or forgot you had, or things you bought and then you had to go buy duplicates and you wasted money. So you might find some good things in there. You might find some sporting equipment for the kids that you forgot that you bought for them. I mean, there's a lot of great things that you'll be finding. Just like in the house, when you declutter the home and you find these great things, you're going to find these things in the garage too.
Okay. There are some things that you haven't touched in years, which I'm sure is so true. You'll probably find all kinds of things.
Yeah, and then you're gonna find things that are rusted, things that are like have deteriorated in the garage. I mean, we're talking about if you haven't decluttered in years, this is what you're gonna find. You're gonna find all this stuff, and I mean, what would a better time to do this with the weather coming up? So.
Definitely a good idea to get in there. You'll probably find some old tools. You might find some old sporting equipment. You might find some old clothing.
Well, some people go to donate things. They throw the garbage bag of donated clothes in the garage, and now it's like a year later you forgot about them. Now the mice have gotten into it. Now the bag might be ripped, and other things have gotten into the bag. So really, you want to be prepared going in. Get your gloves on when you're going in to do this stuff, because you're going to find all this stuff in there.
So all kinds of things that these are just a couple of the reasons why you want to actually go in.
Aside from being able to find things when you need it in the garage, you know, having those reasons why, those are like the most like reasons that pop out at you, just like.
And you want to park your car there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was probably reason number one. Or maybe you want to use the space for something else, like a workout room, or there's a lot of reasons, but those are some just off the top of their head.
Yes.
Okay, so you've decided that you want to organize the garage for whatever reason. We gave you a couple extras in there.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about what you need to do first. So Kristin says before you even dive in, you start tossing things out, before whatever you do first, you need to get a plan.
Yes, and we talk about this like with anything else when you're getting organized. I want you to mark this plan on your calendar, schedule a time where you know you're going to have at least 3 hours to tackle it, enlist everybody in the household. So now you're spending family time together, and also everybody's going to know where their things are. You're setting up systems according to how the kids are going to grab things. So again, just have that, sit down at a family meeting, get that pen and paper out, and start writing that plan. Maybe talk about a vision too, how you want to function in that garage. There may be like certain ways the kids want to grab things or you want to grab things. So map that all out first. So when you run into the garage, you're not all standing there like, oh my God, what do we do? So I want you to have that plan into place, mark it on your calendar, and then now you can head out there with a good solid plan, so you're not like running around in circles, nobody knows what they're doing. Start and designate, maybe the kids is doing one project and you're tackling another project. So when you go into this, everybody knows what they're doing, everybody knows their positions, their jobs, and this project will take you like half the time it would if you went in there without a plan at all.
We always like saving time.
Yes.
Kristin helps us save time, among many other things. All right, so we've got our plan in place. Figure out what you're going to do.
Yep.
Part of that plan, Kristin says, is to figure out what you're going to do with the stuff that you're getting rid of. So that's a really big step in the plan.
Right.
So you have a couple things that you like to use, a couple strategies. I don't really know what to call them.
Yeah, that's okay.
A couple options of ways you can get rid of your things.
All right.
All right.
So we all know you can donate. That's just a given. We all know you can donate. But aside from that, so trash pickup is very limited in the state now. You can only put certain things in a barrel. You have to get certain bags to put your trash in, the colored bags. So if you know you're going to get rid of a lot of stuff in this family meeting, you know there's going to be tons of stuff you're getting rid of, there are other options out there as opposed to putting it on the curb. So it might be getting a dumpster. So we all know you can get a dumpster. That's probably a given. But depending on how much you have, you might not have enough to fill a dumpster and you might be wasting money by having that dumpster. Okay. Have you ever heard of Bagster?
I hadn't until you told me
about
it.
So Bagster, you can get these at Home Depot. It comes flattened in a bag. It's probably about this big in the bag and it's flat. And you take it, Waste Management puts it out, and you bring it home. You literally open it up on the lawn. It's flexible.
Cool.
And then you pile everything into it, and then you call Waste Management to come pick it up, and they weigh it. They pick it up by these big yellow straps.
That's awesome.
And they weigh it, and then you pay by what you weigh. A lot of people don't know about this. It's such a great, I have a lot of clients that have used it, and it's phenomenal because after the 3 hours, you can call Waste Management and say, I'm done, come pick this up. So it's not like a dumpster that's going to be sitting there for a while. You're done with your project, you filled this bag, and now they'll come and grab it.
That's awesome.
It's great. So they have them at Home Depot. That's called Bagster. They're just in these small bags. You just carry it out, and it unfolds on the lawn.
Do you happen by any chance to know if there are any restrictions on what you can pour in it, like materials? Something to ask Home Depot, maybe.
I would ask, or go on actually Bagster.com.
Okay.
They have a website, so you can go on and they'll tell you what you can put in there.
Okay, because that's something, if you're cleaning out your garage, you might have like some paint,
stuff,
chemicals, stuff like that. So if that's an option for you when you're cleaning out your garage, you don't know what you have in there. Before you do that option, look into that so you're not just dumping it.
And do that at your family meeting, so now you know you're coming across paint, I know where this needs to go. So you want to have that all in place before you even do the garage.
Set that plan.
Set the plan. And then the other one I think is 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Got junk. This is a great option. I know people who have done this before, and it helps out a lot.
So just know you have options out there. 1-800-JUNK you can call them, they'll tell you the rates. I think it's based on how much you fill up the truck when it comes, and then they'll charge you for how much you fill the truck up. And they come out and they'll grab it right away. That's why those are great options, because in the moment you can call for them and they can haul it away. So most of the time your regular trash pickup will not pick up these big, I've tried it with clients, they call for a large pickup, the town doesn't do large pickups, it's this big like rigmarole trying to get somebody to pick up the trash. So these are a little bit more inexpensive, because if you don't have this huge haul, this will help. So.
Plus two, then you don't have an opportunity. If it's sitting out on the curb, you're like, I actually really want that old tool bench. You don't have the chance to second guess yourself. So that's always a good option. And to get rid of it right then.
Yeah, and then beware, your neighbors might be coming out and saying, oh my God, you're having a yard sale? Like, what are you doing? So they might come and grab some stuff on the corner too.
Okay. All right. And then your last option for getting rid of stuff was having a yard sale, which may or may not be right for you.
It depends. Again, have this during your family meetings. I tell my clients too, is it worth it for you to not waste a Saturday, but sit out for a Saturday for $100 or $200? You have to put that in perspective. Do you want to waste the day lugging everything out, then deciding what am I going to do with it if it doesn't sell, and then people don't want to pay much for anything? Is it going to be more of a headache for you than not? Maybe call Big Sisters, leave that in things that you can donate, or Salvation Army, they can come grab it on. Big Sisters, I think, has You can call, you can go online now and schedule a pickup too.
Okay.
I think so.
Might be something good for your kids to do, like a mini one.
Sure, get
Might
them
be
in
a
the
good
habit
project.
get them in learning how to do that kind of stuff.
Business,
so,
money transactions.
That'd
So
be
that
great.
could be something, but so something to look into for that.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into the process of organizing your garage. So you've set up the plan, you figured out why you need to do it or why you want to do it. You've laid out your plan, you've figured out what you're going to do with the stuff that you're getting rid of, and now the process of actually organizing it. We have four steps for you.
Yes.
All right, so everything must come out of the garage. It's like if you're doing your closet, only much bigger. Everything must come out.
Exactly. So again, the process is always the same, regardless of what you're organizing for everybody, but the systems are going to be different, which we'll talk about in a minute, but the process is going to be the same, so everything comes out. I want you to take every single piece of everything out of your garage and start categorizing it on the front lawn, your driveway, whatever space you have. So your garage, by the time you empty everything out, you're gonna be able to clean it out, wash it down, whatever you wanna do, get rid of everything, so now it's gonna be like empty, just like when you bought the house. That's the first thing you wanna do.
I like that. I like that idea.
When's the last time you did that?
Yeah, probably a long time. Okay, step number 2, declutter and then categorize.
So as you're taking things out and laying them on the lawn or the driveway, I want you to make categories. Sporting equipment, maybe household like paint and things like that, and
Car stuff.
Yeah,
tools,
car wash tools. You know what you have.
Put in your garage. Pet items.
Beach chairs, whatever it may be.
Yeah, beach chairs, yeah.
Beach stuff. So categorize that all out, and as you're categorizing, that's when you're decluttering and saying, we don't want this, and designate that spot or in that bag to throw that away or donate. And then now you're gonna have everything laid out in categories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, categories. All right, then you're going to create a vision.
Woo. So now everything's categorized. You only see what you're keeping. Now I want you to look at that empty garage. Just as you would look at your empty closet, your empty kitchen, and you're gonna say, oh my God, we have this empty garage. Now how do we wanna function going forward? Do we wanna put shelving in? Do we wanna put hooks on the wall? I want you to maximize the space in your garage. So if you wanna hang up bikes on the wall or hang things from the ceiling or put shelves in for bins. So even if you have, I always suggest too, if you have car wash items, so in the winter time, you're not using them, but in the summer, you're gonna be grabbing them. But in the winter, keep them in a sealed type bin, categorized, so that way, again, the critters aren't getting at the towels and the rags and those kind of things. Keep them in a sealed type bin, labeled, and maybe you have a shelving unit in your garage to put that on. So again, contain these things and think about, again, how do you wanna function? You know what your space looks like in your garage. Measure the space, height, width, length, and then think about bringing those shelving units in if you need to. Again, make sure you measure because you want to make sure that your car can still fit in the garage. And again, get good hooks for, they have bags for balls and sporting equipment and things like that.
And what I was thinking is, well, what if you don't know what your vision is? That's why you plan things out, right? You sit down in that planning meeting. What do you want out of your garage? What do you expect? So you can go on Pinterest, you go into home catalogs, you go wherever to these resources to get some inspiration for what you want out of your garage.
Right.
And that's how you can go in and create your vision.
And you may decide that there were things in the garage that you want to keep in the basement. So again, what's living there now doesn't have to live there going forward. So that's why emptying the whole thing will give you that, okay, you can get a little more creative when it's empty and see what's there.
Yeah, and the plan will really help so it's not so overwhelming. So you don't have all your stuff on your front yard, and then you think, now what do I do with this stuff? Okay, so then after you create your vision, then you can get in and actually organize your stuff.
Yeah, so once you go and purchase those shelving units, again, now you can lay things out according to how you grab them. So if it's the winter time, you don't want your beach chairs up front in the garage, you want to keep your shovels up front and maybe have them on hooks and your rakes on hooks and those kinds of things. But you want to keep your seasonal stuff that's in season, easy access, easy to get to, so that way you're not jumping over things to get what you need. So again, organizing, think about how you want to function, how you want to grab things, and then being able to park that car in the garage is going to be huge. I mean, who doesn't want to park their car in the garage? So many people don't have garages and it's a luxury, but the people that do have garages, so many of them are filling them up. Do you ever drive through a neighborhood and when people's garages are open? I love to like just peek and see what's going on in their garage. Just because some of people's is so like stacked full of stuff that you're like, oh my God, how do they even know what's in there, you know? So it'll feel great when you're done.
Kristin's spying on you in your garage.
Keep your garage doors shut.
Get organized. Okay, so once you have it all laid out, you make your vision, you get organized. I think it makes so much sense to figure out, like, how do you function? How do you want to set things up? And organized based on what you prioritize and utilize the most. That way you don't have to touch everything. We talk about that all the time. Things that you use in your bathroom, things that you use in your closet, even when you're setting up your kitchen. What do you use the most? What do you eat the most? That's how you want to set things up in your garage.
And that process, remember, that process is the same. You can jot down this process and use that as, even if you type it out, laminate it, and use that as your process for every room, but everybody functions differently, so the system is going to be different for everybody. And remember, the simpler the system, the easier it's going to be to maintain. We say that a lot.
Maintain it. Maintaining can be difficult, but if the system is simple, then you can maintain it.
And having those family members there to actually be part of creating those systems, now when the kids go to play ball, they know the balls go back where they need to go. So getting them involved would be great also.
And it'll be great for spring. Kristin MacRae of Organizing in Our Eye. You can find a link to her website and more, including all of her articles that she's written for us weekly on our website, GoLocalProv.com. Kristin, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get set up here for our next guest on Go Local Live. Enjoy being organized and energized. Thanks for